Hey, ADHD adults, whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're well. My video today is something that I've been thinking about today, and it's my perception of myself being ultra moody, and also my family's perception. I can become in a mood just like that, and it'll be nothing, literally nothing, that puts me in a mood, and I can feel it. Before my diagnosis and before I tried to understand my ADHD, I just thought I was just a really moody person. And I thought I was a chip off the old block because my dad is really, really moody. And we always said that was because he was Italian, you know, he can... For instance, he fell out with his brother and didn't speak to him for 35 years. He's recently reconnected with him, but it was over some shit tiny argument, and they cut ties for 35 fucking years. I remember when Mum and Dad were married, and they'd have a fight and Dad would get in a mood and he just wouldn't speak to us, wouldn't speak to Mum. It would just go on for weeks and weeks until he came out of it. I don't know how Mum got him out of it, or he just came out of it. Awful times, such an awful atmosphere. And as I grew up, I became like that, so I'm Carl, the moody one. And then since ADHD, the ADHD diagnosis, and trying to understand it and trying to read stuff about it, I can see that I have certain triggers that will put me in a mood, or more often than not, it's if my routine is changed. If I think there's a routine for the day, or I've got the day planned out and it changes, I'm gone. And whereas before I used to get, shouty and moody and stuff, I don't really do that now. I just become really withdrawn. And I just can't get out of the mood. I don't want to get in it, and I can feel it coming. And that's it. Once I'm in it, I'm in it. Don't want to be. I just can't do anything about it. And I either have to... I don't know, sometimes something drastic happens and I come out of it, I laugh or something, and it gets me out of it, luckily. Other times, and more often than not, I feel like going to bed. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, it could be 10 in the morning. I'll just want to go to bed. I want to stare at the wall or into the distance, not speak, and just think. And then I'll just want to go to bed and wake up the next day, normal. And this comes back to my Is ADHD Hereditary video that I did a little while ago. If it is, and it's supposed to be, from what I've read, then my dad is the most likely candidate. And so this could have explained his moods. Not because he's a fiery Italian. That doesn't help. It doesn't help me. But his week-long silence, that wasn't fiery. That wasn't a fiery Italian. That was just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. And yeah, that's been on my mind a lot today, because I could feel it coming this morning. Something happened. Just, excuse me. The fact that what I thought was going to happen today didn't happen the way I thought it was going to be. I could feel it coming on. And luckily I shook it off. Luckily I went for a run, I think, in the end. And it didn't take over. Nearly. And it got me thinking about all this stuff that I was just talking about in the past. Anyway, I sometimes think I could never ever get the words out, get everything out in my head. All the stuff in the past that I've thought and that I still remember and I want to say. I'll never get it out. I'll never make anyone understand. You'll never understand. If you're watching this and you've watched this far, I thank you. And if what I'm saying in any way has helped you, I can't see how it has, but if it has, I'm glad. It's a bit frustrating.